Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. For today's card project, we're going to be using the Autumn is Here and Autumn Blessings set. And so it has these cute little fall icons, and then there is the sentiment and then the shadow that contains not just the sentiment, but those cute icons. And you can also use the pumpkins and leaves and everything all over your card as well. So I'm going to be using the Autumn Blessings, this one on the card. But there's several sets of these and they're all adorable. And I'll have some examples of these other cards, but we're just not going to make them together. And then I do a second fall card because I'm all in my fall feels right now. And I'm using the Fancy Rosette set. And I'm using the Farmhouse add-on. And I use the haystack, the wheelbarrow, the pumpkins, and the corn stalks in those cards. So let's get started. So to get started, I'm using some plaid paper that I got from a big box store and the Autumn Capsule Collection dies from the Greetery to get these darling ovals with the scalloped edges. So I did a smaller oval and then I did the larger oval, and I used Distress Oxide Antique Linen to go around the edges on both of these papers, just to add a little dimension. Did that really quick. And so now I've cut out the shadow layer of the sentiment, because the sentiment's the star, and that is Concord and Ninth's Oceanside cardstock. And now for the actual sentiment, I'm using cut cardstock adobo. And I'm using a little mandarin spice ink to go over them to get just a darker sentiment. So now these are the pumpkins and the pumpkin stems and leaves and the little vines that come with the set. And so I cut those out of adobo as well, but I am using my Copics to add a little dimension on them. So it's just really quick coloring. You know how in the fall the stems turn that greenish brown, not greenish, grayish brown, and then the leaves have typically fallen off. So I'm just making the stems a little brownish and then adding shadows onto the pumpkins. And it's all just a flicking motion. I didn't do any blending. I just took my Copics and flipped from the top and flicked from the bottom. So now I'm adding all the extra leaves that come with the set and the extra vines as well. And it just adds so much. They're just little bits of paper, but they add a lot. So I just need to add the scroll onto the smaller pumpkin. Wanted to pre-fit it because I've never used that scroll before. So I just wanted to make sure I could lay it how it looked. And so now we've got the shadow layer on the sentiment, and you can see my packaging on the left side there. I was just following the packaging because it's so well done that I don't need to try and reinvent it. It's beautiful. And I just love those colors together, the teal with the kind of burnt orange. I think the teal makes the orange really pop. So gluing the sentiments down. And this is talk about a quick and easy card. It was maybe, and I was watching TV while I was doing this and chatting with my husband. So this was maybe 25 minutes. Just, putz in, not really paying close attention. So it's these sentiments that Pixi Dust Designs has. The cards are so easy because they take up the card. They are the focus. They are the star. So you just need a nice little pattern paper behind it and maybe a couple embellishments if you'd like. And you're done. So now I'm adding what do you want to call it? The middle layer onto the base layer. I have another word for it, but I can't think of it right now. And please forgive my voice. I've been a little under the weather. And adding some 3M foam tape to give it a little dimension. So I'll get that peeled off and adhered onto my card base. There we go. And then I'll just grab the sentiment. You can see where I was testing different inks to see which ones I wanted to use. And just glue it onto there. And now we need to get it onto our card panel. So I'm using, I think it's called Dark Chocolate, and it's from Simon Says Stamp as my card base. And I'm adding a little bit of macchiato around the edges, either that or icing. No, it was macchiato around the edges to give that a little, get it just a little bit darker. See, I don't own a ton of different cardstocks. I use my inks to make them the way that I want them. And now I'm got that done. I'm going to go and get some, trimming it down a little bit. And now I'm going to go get some gems. So these are the Honeybee Holiday, I believe they were called, Holiday Wishes gem set. And I'm using some of the aqua colored gems and some of the bronze colored gems. And I wish they showed a little bit better. These gems are beautiful. They sparkle. They keep their color in the light. They're really nice. So just going to add a few more. I wrestled with them for sure. I think one of them flies away on me, or a couple of them fly away on me when I'm pulling them off the sheet. There's one of them. That's the great thing about this tool from Gina K, or wherever you decide to get yours. You just put it on the tip of the pokey end and kind of go around your card, and you can figure out how you want it placed. It's really helpful. So just checking if I wanted to add any more, and that completes that card. And then the next card, I'm making a rosette, but I wanted my rosette to be thicker. So I am using my rosette die, and I'm hanging the bottom half off the edge of my magnet there to make it longer. And I had already cut one to the length I wanted, so I was just using it to measure. So I'm going to cut that panel out, and I end up cutting out 3 of them because I want a big, wide rosette. So I was just measuring to make sure I had them all even. And then for the rosettes, all you do is just do the folding them back and forth just like that. So it's a little accordion. So I glued the 3 edges together, and you get that little cupcake wrapper looking thing in the upper left. I'm just showing you how to do there's another rosette in there. And on that rosette, you do the back and forth. There's score lines, and you just poke those score lines in, so now your rosette is pointy on the ends. And you can either have the points go inward so that your rosette kind of lays upward, see it, or you can have the points go outward and your rosette then will lay downward. So it's 2 different looks. So I wanted mine to go upward, and I ended up not using it, but I wanted to show you how I make my rosettes. So now I've got the haystack, and I cut that out of, I believe it's called Yellow Jacket cardstock from Cut Cardstock, and used my Copics to just add a few highlights on it. I used the Y39 and the Y19. And now for the pumpkins, those are cut out of Tangy Orange Pop Tone cardstock, and I'm using my Copic Y28, YR09, and E99 to add some shading and then to get the lines in there. So that's the Y28. So it's a gold color, but when you color it on the orange cardstock, it just darkens the orange in the same tone. So it works really great. So then just doing my usual flicking from the bottom and then flicking from the top. Nothing special. Anybody can do it. So then this set that I'm using, I used the fancy rosettes to make the rosettes, and then the Farmhouse BG add-on for all of these other little things that I'm adding. So just finishing up with, I had a little sample one down in the corner I'd played with beforehand. So now for the haystack, just to add it a little bit of depth. I'm using Tiara ink from Catherine Pooler and going around the edges. Just wanted to show you that. And so now I'm going to glue together all of the corn stalks. So you cut out the corn stalk, and then you cut out this little leaf set, which is these little U-shaped things in my box there, and then the corn cobs, and you glue the corn cob into the U thing, and I apologize for being out of frame there. There you can see it. It's so quick and easy to put together, and they're so adorable. You know, and you can just flip them over if you want it to, it leans a certain way. If you want it to lean the other way, you flip the corn stalk over and then glue the corn on that way. So very easy to use. So I've got my rosette, and I cut out a blue card panel circle to put on the middle of the rosette. And so I was just kind of laying everything out. I put the wheelbarrow together, the hay on the wheelbarrow, and now I'm just adding my pumpkins. So it's just quick and easy gluing. So now I'm adding, this blue cardstock is indigo cardstock, and I didn't peel off my label there on the back. So I'm just gluing that circle onto my rosette. Just, for rosettes, you put a lot of glue down, and you have to put some weight on it. I ended up taking my Misties, both my Misties, and putting it on top as weight to get it to adhere down. I put a magnet on it, and that was okay, but later on I put my Misties on it. So getting that lined up, adjusting it a little bit. There we go. Okay, so now I have a card panel for this out of brown again, and then that same plaid paper from the big box store. So gluing that down. That paper was dirt cheap and it was really flimsy, but I love the pattern. I'm all about the plaids this fall. I don't know what it is. In the natural colors with a bit of blue. That's just kind of where I am this year. So putting that paper onto our card base, and it's flimsy paper, so the glue will show through, so you have to really smooth it out. And then we're going to go ahead, and there's a little blue disc on the back of the rosette to glue to the card. And again, I might have put my magnet on, but I ended up putting the Misty on it to hold it down. Just getting that lined up. Yeah, I always put the Misty on it. So now I'm just using the word harvest, which is included in the set. Again, this is Farmhouse BG add-on. Nope, lied to you. Lied to you big time. I used the word harvest from the Autumn Accessories set. So this is the first card we made together. Quick and easy using the sentiments. And then some gems. Very quick and easy. And then, because I'm in love with plaid, I used the same plaid paper, but then we did a harvest card together on the rosette. I think the rosette is amazing. And then continuing using these sentiments, I made it really quick and easy. Like this is just embossed with the sentiment and then the leaves from the set cut out and added on with a couple of sequins. So there's that one, and then here I used the welcome fall from those sentiment sets to make a wreath. So that was really pretty. And then I made this one, and this set is a separate set than what I showed in the beginning, but it is a fall set that's available right now, and it's called Autumn Accessories. And it's supposed to go in the vintage truck, but that scarecrow is the cutest thing this side of the Mississippi. I love it. So I decided just to make a card featuring that because it is so darling. So there's that one. So again, we use the Autumn Accessories die set on this card. And then these Autumn is Here, Autumn Blessings, these sentiment sets, Nuts About Fall, Fall into Autumn sentiment set. And the Welcome Fall, Fall in Love sentiment set. on these 3 cards. So this one's 5x7, these are A2, so they work either way. Really fabulous sets. And then for the harvest, we use the farmhouse add-on and the fancy rosettes. So thank you so much for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed this. Please like and subscribe and visit us on our Facebook page as well. And we'll see you soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.